All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Group Chart Analysis. It is Sunday, August 19th, 2018. Um, you guys know how most of you know how I like to do Sundays. Sundays, I just kind of go over what to expect for the week um, for most of these pairs. So this one's going to be rather quick. It's also a trap day. So necessarily, I don't like people getting used to trading trap days, but it happens. But let's go over the pairs anyway, because my four pairs that I like, EU, Gold, GU, and AU, are all looking like plays that we're going to be playing later this week. I was just going over EU, and it hit the Mayo as projected last week for the inverted head and shoulders that it threw, which was right here. If you guys didn't see that, you get the left shoulder there, you have the head here, and you have the right shoulder right in the water. It continued up, went right up to the Mayo. So that was a nice setup. But as of right now, what it's doing, it's overbought on the 1 hour, which is good. It's hitting the Mayo, which is good. But the thing is, it is not throwing a clean pattern. I don't like this. This is not what I look for. When I see this, I see a small channel. If you go to the lower time frames, I'll show you. So watch this. This would be like a bearish, a bullish flag. So you would draw from here to here. And what? This is on the hour. I'll go to like the 5 minute, and you guys will see it clearly. And then let's go look at this 5 minute. If it loads. Do you guys see it? There is no like pattern here. No reversal pattern, at least. The Euro USD, and I say this in all of them. The reason why I like Euro USD is because based off the method I trade, it throws the cleanest patterns. And this is not a reversal pattern. This would be a reversal pattern if it came up and threw a double top at the top here, didn't break it, then drop. The fact that it didn't even do that yet, it hasn't retested, still leads me to believe this thing's going to rise. Now, will it or could it short term drop a little bit? Yeah, it could. I think it could actually drop a little bit here. But overall, if we're going to expect any big reversal, we want this thing to come up to retest that high. Now, mind you, this is the 5 minute. So, and this is a false move day. So this is like, it's Sunday, it's trap day. But that's what I want you guys to expect. This is not something that I would tell you to sell. The most it's going to is that 15-minute water. That's it. 15-minute water, then it's going to shoot back up. So if you guys really wanted to, you could actually continue to buy this. You could wait for it to drop, stop hunt low, and then you can buy it right back up, and your take profit would be right at that high right here. Right there. That would be where your take profit would be for like small pips. Mind you, this is not come in and just think it's going to rise 50 pips. This is a trap day, and it's also a base pair like this. So if you do rebuy this, look for it to go up to that recent high, take your profit, and then look for the entries, because come Monday, Tuesday, we will be expecting this thing to reverse. But we also have to see what happens tonight. So I'll be expecting this thing to drop down to that water, shoot back up, take profit. If it continues up higher, then we'll look for some sort of divergence on the hour chart tomorrow to then start throwing the patterns that we need to continue down with the overall trend. I mean, there's also other things you can do. Now that I'm thinking about it, I had this talk a little earlier. Let me look at this 4 hour real quick. So the 4 hours hitting the water again. So like, here's some more confirmation. The perfect pullback zone for the higher time frames is the water. So the fact that it's hitting right now leads me to believe that it could shoot up just a little bit more, but it could consolidate here, which is why I'm saying it could drop then reshoot up, and that's why we would see the M, and then it would overall drop the week. So that's something we could see. But what else? I was thinking of this. Let me see these fibs. Fibs from top to bottom. It's retesting the 38.2 right now. So it's a nice pullback zone. Now, it's not like the most ideal, but it's not the most ideal as in because everyone looks at the 61.8, but for a nice pullback for retracement would be the 38.2. So just look for patterns and look for this thing to possibly drop down for a false move and then continue up to retest that high. And then we'll look for tomorrow and Tuesday for a continued drop with the trend. Gold is going to be the same thing. Gold and EU correlate perfectly. It took out the shorter high right here. Here's the high from last week. Here's the new high right now. It's in the middle. What we would expect is a pull back down, retest of the high right here, which happens to line up directly with the water. As it will drop down, it will come down, retest. As it retests, that's when we will look for that buy up to that blueberry in the 15 minute. So that's what we'll be looking for this tonight, at least, if you guys are looking for any sort of trade. And then come, Monday, Tuesday, we will look for this thing to continue back down. So GU continued to drop. It's done the divergence that we see here. As you guys, this is the 4 hour. So we will be seeing a shot up from this still. It starts down here. It's a shark fin, blood in the water in the oversold zone as the RSI is going up, and then the RSI where prices continue to go down here. That's the divergence that we're seeing. This is why we had it going up for the end of last week. That's why Friday it shot up, and we're going to see this thing continue up to that 4 hour water. So that's where it's going to continue. That's why I'm saying all four of these pairs are going to be moving in accordance to one another. Short term though, if you guys are looking at the 15 minute, I'm going to say the same thing. It's a little divergent here, so I would want you to expect a drop down and consolidate on that 15-minute water, which is hitting right now. So now you're just waiting for some sort of pattern. Or because it's Sunday, I would also just wait for it to drop a little farther down, maybe come down to around these EMAs, and then we'll see a shot up. So pretty much what I'm saying is if you're trading tonight, don't trade it until it stops, until it drops. Don't trade it until it drops. And you can look for buy. Short term, this would be only for today, because I overall have these things going down. There's no need to trade against the trend at this point. Like, you're just risking money. AU, same shit. This one was probably the dead giveaway. This was the pair that I told you guys that would actually allow us to trade these three for buys. It moved earlier than all the other pairs. Shot up heavy during the end of Friday. And it broke that Mayo. It's coming right back down to perfectly retest that water and the blueberry. So to be honest, guys, if you want to look for this thing to be a short-term buy, you can buy this. I like this thing for a buy out of all the other ones, to be completely fair. So if you want to buy this pair, you can. Look for it to continue up to around this zone. I'll show you this. Around this zone. This is the most recent supply and demand zone. So anywhere between, we're looking at these, I would like it to possibly shoot up between the 0.73502 area and the 0.73230. Was it 73230 area, which is that whole entire zone, which still means it has to rise. So if you guys want to trade any pair right now, AU is the pair. AU is the pair to trade for a buy. That I like the most. So you can buy that between now or the next hour or so. Take profit would be the recent high if you're looking for guaranteed pips. So if you were to enter right now, you would get about 20 pips or so. It's not bad. It's an intraday trade. Chief, last week, if you guys traded on Friday, we had actually continued. So I actually completely forgot because Thursday we didn't do Friday. If you guys actually took those trades that I had told you to take on Thursday, all of them should have hit. EU rose, gold rose, GU rose, AUD was an obvious fucking rise. Chief dropped. The one pair that dropped, delayed drop, was EA. EA tanked. GA tanked, I believe. Yep, so you guys, and then UCAT also tanked. UCAT was probably the best payout. That one was that was a complete obvious setup. So yeah, if any of you guys took any of those trades last week, you all should have made some money. But Chief was a continued shot. So this one is let's see. So this one is still I still don't like this pair because of just where it's at. It's still stuck in the middle. I mean, if you're looking at this, you could do supply and demand via the hour, and we can go from here to here. So sometimes when it comes to supply and demand, guys, I kind of will change up the rules of it because of how it affects, where it starts. Because normally you're supposed to go from the top of the wick down to the end of that candle, which would mean this whole entire area is a supply and demand zone. But that's just fucking hard as hell. I'd rather just take that one zone and just be more precise with it. So you want to do that. You could also look at this from here to here. then here. About there. So we're in between here. Right now, I would avoid this pair just because of the dead giveaway. Here's the high, here's the low. This is in the middle. You don't touch the middle. All right, so just for, following the rules and just staying strict on what to trade, just don't touch the U Chief. Just don't touch it. We'll wait for it to be high. The reason why I told you guys to sell U Chief last week, why? It was in the high. It hit the high, didn't break it. It was in the supply and demand zone. Buy low, sell high. You don't touch the middle. So we're going to wait until it gets back into one of these zones, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do. UJ, I don't remember. I don't remember what I said for these pairs. These pairs have been consolidating. UJ and GJ have been just kind of bleh lately. After the last few weeks, it's just been kind of doing its thing. But overall, let me see this daily. This is where I have to look at the higher time frame. This thing it's still consolidating. So we'll do this at the top there. There. And you have this. Can't even use this. I could. I don't like that setup. I don't like that trend line. I'm not going to use it. If you have a hard time drawing a trend line, if it's not perfect, then don't try to fit it. It needs to be perfect. So this one was just like, that's why I'm kind of staying away from UJ right now, just because nothing's lining up. The only thing that lines up is this trend line I drew on the top here. That one's valid, but it's still kind of doing its thing here. I think it might go down to retest that 4-hour blueberry, to be honest, which is in this supply and demand zone. Look what it did last week. It hit literally wicked right in the zone, and then it shot up. I'm going to tell you guys just to hold off on UJ because it's in the middle. I don't like it. I don't like the setup of it. So just stay away from UJ for now. If you guys trade it, I mean, you're trading at your own risk here. I don't condone trading UJ right now. But if you were to look for anything, this thing might drop back down here. But that's it. That's my only guess. I don't want to try to go crazy with it. GJ, same shit. Just stay away from these pairs until they get out of consolidation. They're all consolidating right now, but I mean, this pair is still in a sell. Let me go to the weekly real quick. It dropped last week. It's not oversold yet. It still has room to drop. This pair actually might keep dropping. That's why I was complete. The most you'll see on a shorter time frame compared to the daily and the weekly might be like a pullback to the water, but ultimate drop. If you guys look at the daily, let me show you why I think it's going to continue to drop. It is oversold, right? It is throwing that shark fin, but as of right now, I mean, unless this thing decides to shoot up right now, what I'm seeing this RSI, what it's looking like right now, this is why we want to hold off, is it looks like it actually could curve back down right now. That's what it's showing me. And if this is what I'm seeing, it's going to hit that extreme oversold zone, but that still means it could retest that low from last week. So that's why I'm kind of saying stay away from it because it's just too much to think about. EA was perfect. I still think you guys should be selling this, even though it hasn't made its move yet. Let me look at this weekly. Still making some moves daily. It's in between. So now it's going to start consolidating. The reason being is because before it was above the water in the Mayo, but then it shot down, hit that Mayo, and now it's hitting the water. So it's going to be pretty much in this barrier. So what we saw up here, how it was going up and down, we were buying low, selling high, was in the fringe. I want you guys to kind of look for the same shit again. So then essentially what you're going to do is you're going to draw your support and resistance line. You draw your resistance there, and let me redraw this. You're going to put that about there. And you're going to buy low, sell high. All right, so I overall have this thing still for a sell, So I recommend if you guys do anything, look for it to stop hunt high and then just get in for a sell. If anybody's still swing trading, I still hold that shit. But as of right now, it's in the middle. So this is the low, this is the high. I tell you guys not to trade the middle, but if you're going to be looking for anything, always just wait for the stop on high. So it's shooting up now. That's cool. Wait for it to shoot up more and more and more and more and more. As it shoots up more and more and more, you guys can sell it. All right, and when it sells, it will drop back down. This thing is going to be bouncing up and down this high and low. All right, it's not really going to be moving that much. So really be looking forward to this pair to shooting up, because once it shoots up, then you guys can sell it again. If you're intraday trading, you would obviously want to get out of it because you're going to be getting emotional. It's going to just go up and down. So you may not want to hold it. GA looks better than EA, to be completely honest. That one I condone for a continued sell. Now it is, look at this. Now it is divergent and oversold on the hour, but it's not like a crazy good shark fish. That's why I'm like, and this is a GBP pair too. I still think this thing's gonna drop. I want you guys to wait to see what it does here. Wait to see what it does around this water. If it throws an M or some sort of railroad, look for it to tank back down short term. You didn't bring them up. Here. Wow. No. Low here. If it does sell, you're gonna just pretty much just wait for the consolidation and obviously just tank it back down. That would be like the nice setup. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I would just wait for. Just wait for the patterns to set up on the water on the 15-minute, and then look for the resell for tonight if you guys do trade it. And then GZ, okay, I don't even know why I still have this pair. I'm about to lose this pair. What are you looking for? In there. Yeah. Come on, GZ. Load up. So I can close you. It's Russian. That's got me. All right. Sorry, I'm just waiting for it. Is there news? Is there something happening? It's frozen. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we are just, I don't like it. Let's see. 1 hour. Continue to sell. No divergence, no sign of it slowing down. It's beneath the stationary 50. It's hitting that catch up right now. You're selling GZ. Continued sell. Actually, you guys can, wow. You guys might actually be able to sell it right now. Sell GZ. GZ looks good for a sell, if we're being honest here. Short term, 1 hour. See, the reason why 4 hour is, it is beneath, but it's not divergent here. It hit that blueberry, but I think it's going to come back down to retest. 1 hour. It's not that it's no, it's not divergent either. It's throwing a rail. Wait for the hour to close. If the hour closes like this, you guys can sell it. But it is throwing that M. It is throwing a wick. If you guys want to see the M, there it is. If you can't see that, let me change the color. That's the M right there. So M, and it will tank down. It's going to retest that low. G Chief, same thing. Resell. It's going to keep dropping. It's actually already tanking. So that's like a good sign for GZ, to be honest. So look for that. And then UCAD, is getting ready to consolidate. So look what it did. Probably retested that low to a T. It did. Oh, barely touched it. But it ended last week like that, which could continue down 4 hour. I'd wait for a stop on I. It's below. It's outside the volatility band, so wait for UCAD to pull up a bit. I think it's going to pull up, but then it's going to continue to drop. So wait for this thing to stop on a little higher, and then we'll look for a sell. Load. Give me a sec. I got to see this on the 15-minute to be completely sure. Yeah, wait for it to like hit that 15-minute water. If it breaks that 15-minute water, it's going to the blueberry, and then you can look for a resell on that. That's what I recommend. But all right, sweet. So does anybody have any questions? That's just what I'm seeing as of right now. We'll come back tomorrow, like Monday, and kind of see like where everything is at. So the one thing I do like is AU. AU looks good, and hate to say it, but GZ looks good too for a sell. AU looks good for the buy still. GZ looks good for the sell. EU looks good for these continuations after they stop hunt low. But yeah, cool. All right, if nobody has any questions, I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern, and we will go over these setups and see what we can do. I'm liking EU, gold, GU, and AU for the overall sells later this week, so we'll be getting back into that as they start forming. But continue with the trends they're going in and catch some pips if you guys do trade. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace out.